I'm just kidding. I won't do that. And the next item is a little tiny cassette tape. Look how little this is. Again, compare it to my hand size. Extremely compact and tiny. This cassette holds 30 minutes of audio. next item I have is this little thing, and it's hard to read, but it actually says liquid skin. And this is a single-use liquid bandage. If you have a cut or an injury in a place where it's hard to get a band-aid to stay, this stuff is wonderful. You open it up, and it has a little brush inside, almost like a bottle of nail polish. And it comes out actually looking like clear rest of the